We have to work with real quick. Let's go through our gap scan as always and just kind of get a feel for what we're going to be at least hopefully trading today. So leading gapper this morning is up here with BBLG. I am going to be watching that one today more so after the open. We've already played it here in pre-market from 3.4 to about 3.6. So a little play there. I kind of wanted a bigger move, but price action was kind of tricky on it all morning. So we'll be watching that. We've also got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setups on the pre-market or the nightly watch list for us to look at today as well. So we should have plenty of setups to be watching today, so that'll help us quite a bit. Now, let's go ahead and get started with BBLG. That is our, like I said, leading gapper of the morning today. This is the one that we played in pre-market. I played it over the daily highs over 315. We've got range here today to about 430, back to the previous daily high up there around 430. So I want to be watching this one today out of the open for the range till to 430. We still have plenty of upside here, right? We still have plenty of upside. I might play it, though, over the pre-market highs at this point if I do take another entry on it, though, because we've already played it from 3.4 to 3.6. We've already played this range here. If we get follow through, I'll take a new proper entry there over the highs. And we can kind of just go from there. But I'm thinking more so over like 370. Over 370, you still have plenty of range to about 430. And so for that reason, I'll still watch it over the highs. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So we'll do that. We'll watch it over 3.7. And that'll be right over those highs from back here around 8 and back here from around 740. So we'll watch it over the PMIs. It's a pretty good look. Definitely a pretty good look. Super, super solid looking setup. You've got plenty of upside range. And overall, just a really, really good setup. So definitely be watching this. This is good. And again, we'll look for a new entry over 372 after open. So number one is BBLG, and that is going to be over 372. We might also watch it off of pullbacks. If price can maintain above 315, I may still watch it that way as well. But for the most part, that 372 is kind of calling my name. So we're going to watch it either off 315 again or over 372. Off 317 or 315 is going to be more of a... We'll see. We'll see. There's a higher chance we'll play it over 372 than it is we'll play it over 315. But either way, we'll still watch it. All right, so we've got that on BBLG. Not a bad look. Let's see what else we've got here. RDHL I was looking at earlier. This really is not a horrible look. My only concern here is you've got the 200-day moving average right here at 64 cents, and the highs from this morning is 68 cents or 66 cents. So we've already kind of tested the 200 this morning, and so for that reason, your range is kind of an issue. But the setup itself is not too bad. The setup itself is not too bad. So if you kind of zoom out a little bit and look, playing it off these pullbacks might not be such a bad idea. If you want to look at it maybe over 55 cents or something, over 55, it's not really a bad look. So you might be able to do that. Otherwise, if you try to play it through the highs, you know, you try to take it over 62 or 63, you can't really because there's not much range there to the 200. And the daily obviously has plenty of range. It's just that 200 sitting right there makes me a little bit hesitant. And so for that reason, I'll have to kind of sit back a minute and think about it. But I'm trying to think. For the most part, though, if you do want to watch this, you'd have to watch it off 55 cents. If you do want to watch it again, you'll have to watch it off 55 cents. I don't like it anywhere else, at least not right now. But it is one I still want to watch at the open today. Price action seems to be rather predictable, kind of clean. So we'll watch this today, like I said, off 55. That'll be my game plan for now. I'll say 54.80 to be exact. But you've only got range here to about 64, so keep that in mind. Range is to the 200-day moving average, around 64 cents. Over 64, though, you do have range here. You do have range here to about 6 to 74. So we've got 64 to 74 if you can break over the 200. So you do have a little bit of something there if you can get the break. If you can get the break off 64, then you do have a little bit of range. But that's what I'm seeing for now. Again, watching it off 54.80 at the open. That is the only way you can really watch that one today. IMRX, we aren't going to be watching today. We wanted to watch it this morning over the after hours highs. Never got that break, so we're not going to be watching that. Let me make sure we've got sound real quick. Let me check the chat. Let's see. Are we good? Everybody has audio? Good? Okay. Always like to check at least once whenever people start joining. Let's see. BIMI, gross, EVGO. Not a horrible look here on EVGO. Not a horrible look here on EVGO. My only issue with EVGO is liquidity is usually a bit of an issue. Price action usually is not the cleanest. But this is kind of a nice look. Let me take a look at the larger time frames here and see if we've actually got range. Let's see. And of course, this is off of earnings from this morning. You've got a little bit of range. You've got 470, so not really much to work with. And based on its past price action, I'm probably just going to leave this alone. I don't love how it typically trades. It's not a bad setup here in the daily at all. And I may have it on my back burner because it gives you a little bit of range. If you want to watch it over, let's say, a 410, watch it off 410 going into the open or a 415, then you can definitely do that. And I would probably do that today. If you do like the setup, watch it over daily highs and see what she wants to do. It's not a bad look. It's just range is a little bit slim. So EVGO will have to be above I was going to say 410, but that's a bit too much for a retracement there for me to feel too comfortable. Let's see. I'd like to watch it over 420 for the range to 470. Over 470, I'm assuming we have the range to 5. Let me double check before I make an assumption. Yes, we've got the range to 5. That is on EVGO, which is your earnings play there. CVNA, of course, also earnings from yesterday afternoon, reported a surprise profit for Q2. I do want to be watching this one very, very closely out of the open over 144 today based on the nightly watch list from yesterday. So again, CVNA, watch it off of 144. And the range here is to 157. I'd even play it over 157 if we don't get that pullback that I'm wanting. But over 157, I would still play it. And we've got range all the way to 180 over that 157. So I'm just going to put 157 for now to keep it more conservative. Let's see. We've got Sava up this morning. I've not played Sava in years, but this thing is still crap. Are you in? Run here. Sun run. Up in pre-market. A big move here. It says earnings is in 3 days, so I'm not sure what the cause of the move is here. Let me take a look. What is the catalyst on run? What is the catalyst on run? Looks like might be moving off of Sunrun's net zero and emissions reductions targets approved by Science Based Targets Initiative. Morgan Stanley cut price target to 25 cents. What? Okay. And that's SunPower. I was about to say, hold on, what? All right, so it's probably moving off of Crescent Energy earnings and this news from this morning. Net zero and emissions reductions targets approved by science. Okay, so we have some news this morning on Sunrun. And we've got range here to about 20 bucks. If you can get the break of 19, you've got 20 and 21. Just the whole number spots to the upside. I more so would like to watch this, though, over... Let me see here. Like an 18.5. If you can look at it over 18.50, look for the pullbacks. Then I may also do that. This is one of those two that typically doesn't trade much volume, and so for that reason, we're going to have to wait and see how it trades after the bell. If it is clean enough, though, it's a pretty good setup to watch for pullbacks after open. So this is on ticker RUN. So Sunrun, watch it over 1850 for the range to 20 and 21. Let's see, TNXP, IMNN, we don't like. I don't think we like. Was it on the watch list? I don't think that we like this one for today. We know we didn't. Okay. LUMN, crazy nice day for it yesterday. I know we played it on Tuesday. Strong day for it yesterday. We might just watch it over the highs. Let me take a look at the 30-minute here. Yeah, okay, this is a nice look. This is a really, really, really nice look. If it can find buyers out of the open today, guys, over 330, be watching this one heavily. Be watching this one very heavily. It's got range to about 375. Over 375, you've got 4. And this is on LUMN. Again, watch it over 330 for the range to 375 and 4. So you've got about 10% to the upside to that first range level of 375. Not a bad look in the slightest. Looks pretty dang good. We've got a lot of gappers this morning, a lot based on earnings. Of course, it is a big earnings week. Let me take a look here. What do we have here on the nightly watch list? We've got CVNA already posted. We said we're not trading IMRX. We have Huma on the list, which I don't mind Huma. But how did it hold up in pre-market this morning? Let's see. Not too bad. I wanted to play this if we could find buyers over 9, but we already have kind of a lengthy list. So I'm actually going to leave this off. It was one of my least favorites for the day. We do also have ISPO to watch today, which I do like. I want to watch it over 695. So watch this off pullbacks. More or less, though, we're going to keep it a little bit higher than, I feel like, 695 because we just found some sellers there in pre over 8. And so I might just end up watching this above. We'll have to watch. I want to see it out of the wedge here on the hourly. And so I'm going to have to watch it over 770 most likely. Most likely over 770. Which is fine. It still gives us plenty of range. Gives us range all the way to about 850. We've got 850 and 930 at that point. So we've got range back to the highs from yesterday and, of course, the highs from Tuesday. Let's see. IMRX, we said we're not playing. CVNA, we're good. We also have LSH to go over. And LSH, kind of a weird setup here, but I do want to watch this over yesterday's highs. So we're going to be watching this one today at this point over 435. Most likely over 450. Over 435, you do have the range here to about 537 to the all-time highs. And then, of course, beyond that, you've got 556, and then the psychological levels past that. So right now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 setups to be watching at the open today. So we've got quite a bit of things to be looking at, which can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. But looks like we have plenty to hopefully keep us in line today. Let me go ahead and pull everything up on my end real quick. That way I'm ready for the open. Make sure you do too. Make sure you spend the next couple minutes doing that. You've got quite a few to pull up. So get all of these stocks pulled up. My list is in the top of my screen here that I'm streaming. And you can actually just go through that, look at the levels there, just mark them up on your charts and make sure you're ready for the open. That way there is no reason to be falling behind today. Make sure you're keeping up by being prepared. So let me do that real quick on my end, real quick. Just get everything pulled up. We've got about 14 minutes until the open. And while I'm doing this, as a quick reminder, make sure those of you that are new, you block and report anybody with my name that does DM you or send you a friend request. It's not me. It's not me, so don't fall for the scams. They're everywhere. They're on TikTok, Instagram, Discord. They're everywhere. So just block and report them. The internet's kind of a weird place, so do your due diligence. And apart from that, those of you that are new, I know we had some folks join yesterday. Make sure you do go through the Start Here channels or categories. And make sure you do go through all of those first before you try to trade with us, because otherwise you might be a bit lost. All right, all of my charts are pulled up, ready to go. Make sure you've done the same. And now is the waiting game for the next 10 minutes until we get the market to open here for us. It's about 13 minutes. And if you guys have any questions about what we're watching today or anything trading related, please let me know, and I'll look at the chat here in just a second. We've got about 10-ish minutes until we really have to get buckled down. Those of you on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, we've gone over about 8 setups this morning with you guys, 4 completely free. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down those streams now and go ahead and head over to the Discord for the market open. So make sure to claim your 7-day free trial to watch me trade live every single day, and I will catch you guys there. Peace, guys.